at something called the Emerge Americas 2023 conference. Brady was the keynote speaker there. And guess what? Was asked directly, would you come out of retirement to quarterback the Miami Dolphins? I mean, could not be more right into the heart of the question with that question.
So today I'm going to have a reaction to Rich Eisen's reaction to Tom Brady's statement yesterday. Now, I know there's a lot of Dolphins fans who follow me here on YouTube, and they wonder why I keep talking about this. I keep talking about it because for everybody outside of the Miami Dolphins fan base, this continues to be news. Let me show you. All over the front page of Google, you're seeing stories about what Tom Brady said yesterday, or actually what he didn't say yesterday about the Miami Dolphins and his possibility of coming to the Miami Dolphins. Fox News, Tom Brady asked about unretiring and playing for the Miami Dolphins provides interesting answer. The Daily Mail, could Tom Brady unretire again at 45? QB gives a strange answer about playing for the Miami Dolphins. NBC Sports asks whether he'll unretire and play for the Dolphins. Tom Brady doesn't say no. So obviously, people, it's still news. When Tom Brady is asked a direct question, he doesn't answer. It's news. And I'm sorry if Miami Dolphin fans get upset because here we go with the Brady rumors again. I don't know if it's so much a Brady rumor as much as Brady is in the spotlight. And he's in the spotlight one day after Tua Tagovailoa made his statement or that he considered retirement. Some people say he didn't say it. He actually said it. But in any regard, I just find it odd that Tom Brady gets in the news basically at the same time that Tua Tagovailoa mentions retirement. Now, I have to make you guys understand something. I started this channel as being solely Miami Dolphins. Actually, I started it back in my real estate days, and I segued into the Miami Dolphins. And I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, a lot of thinking. And I see guys like Rich Eisen, who's a big Jets fan, and he talks all about all kinds of sports. I see Mike Greenberg from Get Up on ESPN. He's a huge Jets fan, makes no bones about it, but he talks about all kinds of sports. And of course, Stephen A. Smith, the first take in ESPN, massive New York Knicks fan. But obviously, he talks about all kinds of sports. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This is no longer going to be just about the Miami Dolphins. Of course, I'm still going to talk about the Miami Dolphins, but I'm going to talk about a wide range of topics within the sporting world. This channel, I am looking to grow it exponentially. And I just can't stay in a box of the Miami Dolphins. You just can't do it. So in order for me to do what I want to do, which is expand my reach exponentially, I'm going to be talking about a lot more things than just the Miami Dolphins. So today, what we're going to talk about is Rich Eisen's reaction to Tom Brady's statement. So I'm basically going to react to what Rich Eisen said. So let's just get right to the video. So this is Rich Eisen on his show on Roku, and he's talking about what he heard Tom Brady said in his reaction to it, but he goes into a little bit of a chronological development as he begins to talk about what he heard at the NFL Combine. Let's listen in.
As you know, I came back from the Combine, and I actually started
sharing.
Yeah. And I did something that I don't normally do, which is a rumor monger. And I wanted to give you an idea of what it's like to be at the Combine and hear from people, because the Combine is filled with innuendo and talk and chatter non-stop.
So if you haven't been to an NFL Combine, most people haven't. It's filled with GMs, owners, NFL executives, the media, players, former players. There's all kinds of people there who have the ears and hear from other people what's being said. And so Rich Eisen goes and he hears some chatter and he just tells you what he heard.
Chattiest of the cathiest of all of the NFL events.
Which you told us on the way there.
I told you that on the way there, and I'm like, you know what? I heard things over and over and over again at the Combine, and I came back and I gave you a top 5 things that I heard at the Combine.
So if you haven't seen that, I did make a video. I'm going to link it up here so you guys can take a look at it. But he did tell us what the top 5 things that he heard at the NFL Combine.
And, it might have turned a head or two. It certainly did when it came to number 1. By the way, number 3 on the list was things between the Ravens and Lamar are not going well.
Absolutely true. He heard that back at the Combine, that things between the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson weren't going well at all, and they're still not going well. What was his number 2?
Number 2 was the Packers sure hope that Rodgers tells them he doesn't want to come back.
And he did. So he's still in limbo. So 2 major NFL quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers, are still out there floating around.
How did those 2 age?
Pretty well.
Okay. And then number 1 I heard from multiple people was keep an eye on Tom Brady.
And I said that months ago. Of course, the Dolphins fans freak out, but anybody with half a brain, unless you're a scarecrow going for the Wizard of Oz trying to get a brain, you have to see what has been said, the news that's been made. There's a lot of innuendos, a lot of chatter, none of it concrete. None of it really matters, but except it's making news, and it continues to make news, and you can't put your head in the sand and just ignore it.
That he may not be done. And it killed me to do this because I love Tom Brady with every fiber of my being and everything that he stands for. And the last thing I wanted to do was make his life difficult. He even responded on Twitter, and I felt to myself like, oh, God, he must be sitting there going, really, Rich, did this?
Do you remember that tweet? That was a tweet where he said something about he's taking care of his kids' cats, and he's too busy to think about football because the cat was taking up all of his time.
But I was told just the fact that he loves keeping his options open, that is what he does for ever, is keeps his options open. And there's a reason why he didn't sign a one-dayer with the Bucs. That might have helped him with their cap. And there's a reason why he didn't sign a one-dayer or his final contract with New England.
Now, what he's talking about, there's a lot of guys when they retire and when they've played for multiple teams, they will go back and sign a one-day contract and retire from that team. So I wouldn't think he would do it with Tampa Bay, but I would think that if Tom Brady was truly retired, that he would go ahead and sign a one-day contract and retire as a New England Patriot. Didn't happen. Didn't do it.
He wants to be a free agent just in case. And the just in case, certainly at the time, and we put pieces together yesterday because Tua came out and said in his media availability just yesterday, my last full day with a blue check mark, he came out and he said that he talked about potentially retiring with his.
And he said it. There are some guys actually on YouTube who are actually saying that Tua didn't say what we all heard. No, you guys need to go back and listen to it again. He didn't say he considered retirement. He said he considered talking to his family about retirement. I mean, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Any person with a brain watches what Tua said, and he said he considered retirement for a while, for some time. We don't know how long he thought about it. It might have been, retirement. No, I'm not doing that. Or it could have been, let me sit back, go to the beach, hang out, fly over to Hawaii, put my feet in the sand, spend a couple of weeks thinking about things. Who knows? But he did say he considered retirement. And once again, underscoring my belief and my focus on going beyond the Miami Dolphins is that the Miami Dolphins microcosm was all up in arms about what Tua said. Meanwhile, the rest of the world that enjoys sports found that to be big news. But the Miami fans, or some of the Miami fans, didn't like that at all, that he actually came out and said that.
And decided against it, which is great. But keep an eye on Brady and Miami. We all know Miami, 7 nights from now, does not have a draft choice. What's the word for it, Christopher?
Forfeited.
They forfeited it because they tampered with Brady.
Now, you guys all familiar with that. I think everyone who's a Miami Dolphins fan understands what happened, but the NFL took away the Miami Dolphins' first-round draft pick because they said he tampered with Tom Brady and Sean Payton in the package they were trying to put together before they hired Mike McDaniel.
Back in the day, there's been a connection between him and the Dolphins, and plus he lives in South Florida. That's his main base of operations. And if somehow, some way, this is what I was told, if Tua somehow can't answer the bell, because how many times it was rung, Brady is the ultimate, in case of emergency, break glass quarterback of all time.
Exactly. Nobody is saying that Brady is going to take Tua's place. Nobody is saying that the Miami Dolphins are looking to bring Tom Brady in to replace Tua and start. But everybody, and I do mean just about everybody in the media, is saying he's right there. It could get to a point, should, unfortunately, Tua go down. Nobody wants to see that. But should Tua go down, he's right there. Now, do I believe it? I'm going to tell you something right now, because people think I want Brady. I don't think Brady is going to come back. And there's nothing I've seen that says that Tom Brady wants to come back to the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to tell you in a second, as we go through this video, why I feel that. And then, from there, you're going to understand what to look for if Tom Brady is looking to come back.
This is what I was told. And since then, Brady has done nothing to feed into that whatsoever.
Exactly. He has done nothing to feed into the rumors, and he's done basically nothing to get away from the rumors. He's playing both sides. The ultimate free agent.
Whatsoever. All he's done is post videos on his Instagram and his stories and everything else of his beautiful children, his vacation, recreating what looks like a Top Gun Maverick beach volleyball scene, playing football out there,
with Gronk, with Julian Edelman, with Danny Amendola, a bunch of former Patriots and Tampa Bay Bucks.
He's videos of his cat. I mean, none of this is whatsoever giving you an indication he would play football again.
And that's absolutely true. He's not out there actively saying, even though some people are recruiting, he's not saying that he plans on playing football whatsoever. His mere presence is what compels people to think he could be the guy should Tua go down.
None of it. Well, then, today at something called the Emerge Americas 2023 conference. I have it right here. Emerge Americas is a venture-backed platform focused on transforming Miami into a global tech hub.
Let me just talk to you a second about that. Stuff going down here. I don't know what's going on in Wall Street up in New York City, but oh my God, is South Florida attracting business, attracting capital. It's amazing when you drive through South Florida, how many cranes you see in terms of the building is nonstop, condos, people coming in, commercial real estate, everything is through the roof. It's amazing. Let's continue.
Brady was the keynote speaker there. And guess what? Was asked directly, would you come out of retirement to quarterback the Miami Dolphins? I mean, could not be more right into the heart of the question with that question. Roll it.
Spending a lot of time in Miami, now you call it home. By chance, is there any chance that you're coming out of retirement and playing for the Fins? Oh, man. I know. I'm just saying. You gotta...
Listen to that crowd. Did you hear that crowd? There was no boos. There were nobody saying, don't do it, Tom. It was all applause.
I will say, now that I'm not affiliated with any team anymore, and even though I have strong
i.e. free agent
ties with a couple teams, I do have some friends on the Dolphins that I really like. So I wouldn't say I necessarily root for them all the time, but I root for my friends to do well, and several of them play for Miami. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna end, I think.
Interesting. So was that a
Yes.
That's not. No.
Wasn't a no.
That was not a no. No matter how you strike it, no matter how you twist it, no matter how you look at that from any perspective, he was asked a direct question. Would you consider, are you going to come? And he wouldn't say no. He could have ended right there, full house, people standing there, broadcasting it. You playing? Nope, I'm done. Didn't say it.
Well, the question wasn't, do you root for Miami? Oh, baby. Look, Tua is awesome when healthy. The Dolphins are awesome and set up. I love the coach. I love everything that they've done.
We all do. And don't get me wrong. I love Tua Tagovailoa. I'm sorry. I didn't create the asterisk if healthy, but everybody knows that there is an asterisk if healthy.
And I hope Tom enjoys, living his life the way he's living. But that right there is exactly why I was told what I was told.
Exactly. The rumor just keeps going because he's not stamping it out. You know who else isn't stamping it out? No matter what you say, Mike McDaniel or Chris Greer said, neither of them have come out publicly and said the exact words, "We will not be interested in Tom Brady." They've said we're all in with Tua. They've said that over and over, but nobody has asked them the question, which I keep saying. I keep saying to everybody, put the microphone in front of Mike McDaniel's face and say, listen, if Tua goes down, should Tua go down, if the unfortunate thing happens, the nightmare scenario, if that happens, who are you going to have come in? And please don't tell me it's Mike White with this championship caliber team. Who is it that's going to step in? Would you be interested in speaking to Tom Brady if Tua got hurt? That question has never been asked because nobody wants that answer. Not Barry Jackson, not the rest of these guys. Nobody wants that answer because Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer won't give it. I guarantee you, if you ask them point blank, if Tua, some unfortunate, slips on a banana peel and can't play, would you be interested in Tom Brady stepping in? And I guarantee you that's not going to get asked, nor would it get answered. So I said earlier, I had my opinion as to what Tom Brady was going to do, or actually what would be the indicator of what Tom Brady would do. There's not a quarterback in the league. There's not a quarterback in history. Not Tom Brady, not Aaron Rodgers, nobody that could step into an NFL team without having extensive workouts and preparation prior to playing a game. As far as I've seen, as far as you've probably seen, all we've seen is Tom Brady throwing a football on the beach with Gronk and a few buddies. We don't see him working out in a football manner. We just don't see it. We don't see him working on timing with any wide receivers. We see Tua doing that. We don't see him out there doing normal football exercises to prepare for a season. Unless he's doing it over on his island and nobody can see and there's no drone footage. We don't see that. The day I start seeing Tom Brady working out, the day I start seeing him doing training exercises, the day I see him throwing to receivers, getting his timing down, that's when I'm going to say, oh boy, he's ready. He's ready to come back, and just in case. But right now it's conjecture. Guy's living his best life. There's no way he is prepared right now, as good as he is, being the GOAT. The GOAT can't step into an NFL franchise without extensive training before he would do so. So no, I think that right now it's at 0.1, 0.2 that Tom Brady would come back. But that ramps up considerably if we start seeing videos, if we start seeing pictures and posts of Tom Brady actually working out. Now, he does all his normal TB12 working out. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about football workouts, throwing to receivers, throwing routes, doing the kind of drills you have to be doing to be an NFL quarterback. Start seeing those things, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, will we now see that he's ready to come in. If you don't see that, if we never hear about him doing any football-related workouts, then it's just all BS. But he's keeping his options open. The kind of shape that guy is in, he can pick up a football at any time and begin doing those workouts. Doesn't need to do it in April. Doesn't need to do it in May. Doesn't need to do it in June. Doesn't need to do it in August. How long do you think it would take the best quarterback in NFL history to get in game shape? That's when we'll know. Let me know what you think about Tom Brady and what he said at that conference and all the news that's going around about Tom Brady. Talk to you soon. Fins up still.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?